I'm Anna Parker. I'm married to Brandon, and my daughter's name is Emery. I want to take a minute of your time to tell you how you can help us save a life. My husband Brandon and I met 8 years ago and got married, and after about a year we decided we wanted to start a family, like some families do. And we had a little bit of trouble. It took us quite a while, and we finally came to the realization that it was not going to happen easily. So we started looking at different options that we could use to start our family, and we briefly looked into adoption at that point in time. You might not know this about me, but I have PKU, and that stands for phenylketonuria. It's an inborn error of metabolism that affects how my body breaks down protein. So as we're looking into options about how to start our family, and we're looking into adoption, we thought it might be an important thing to keep in mind, and we thought maybe we could find a child that had PKU that needed a family. And we thought, what better family for that child to be with than us? My husband knows a lot about PKU. I have PKU, and I've been very successful. So we looked into those options, and a lot of people kind of blew that off and said, that's not going to happen. The occurrence of PKU is 1 in 15,000 people. So finding a child who happened to be an orphan and happened to have PKU was like finding a needle in a haystack. So we kind of put that in the back of our mind and kind of started exploring other options. After about 4.5 years of a really trying time and a lot of dark times for me especially, God finally answered our prayers and brought us our sweet Emery. I learned a lot through that journey. It's a very painful journey. One of the things that I really had to learn how to do was stop and listen to what God was telling me and the direction that He was sending me. Going through that dark time and then seeing it through to the end really taught me a lot, and kind of forced me in a way to mature in my faith and in my walk with God. So Emery came, life was good, and everything was going great. Little did I know, God was still at work in our family. I've always been very active in the PKU community. There aren't very many of us out there, so most of us are connected online. But I've done lots of advocacy work, and I've spoken at conferences, and I'm kind of a rarity because I'm as old as I am. I'm 31 and still on the treatment diet that comes along with having PKU. So I'm somewhat of a success story and very active in that community. One day I sat down at my computer and opened up an email from an adoption agency. This agency had sent out a mass email to the PKU community at large describing the story of Fanni, who is a little girl in China. She was abandoned on a subway car at the age of 4. The authorities found her and did a search for her family, and no one stepped forward to claim her. So right now, Fanni's living in a foster home. And from what I'm told, it's just similar to a small orphanage. One thing you don't know about Fanni yet is that she has PKU. And her PKU has not been treated. Here are some pictures of what treated PKU looks like. Treatment involves a low protein diet. People with PKU that are on diet and on treatment can't have anything except for vegetables and fruits. No cheese, no dairy, no meat, no ice cream, no peanut butter, nothing but fruits and vegetables. They lead normal, successful, and healthy lives. Here are the faces of untreated PKU.
Hold on, Katie. Slowly, okay?
Once I got that email about Fanni, it was really hard for me to put her out of my mind. At first, I thought the idea of adopting her would be totally crazy. We weren't planning to adopt. We weren't looking for children to adopt. We were pretty happy with the one child we had. We wanted more children, but we didn't necessarily think we were ready right then. Adoption, especially international adoption, is extremely expensive, and because we hadn't been planning for it, we hadn't been saving for it. So it seemed really crazy, and it seemed like something that was totally unattainable. So I made this agreement with God. I said, God, you are crazy. You're crazy. We can't do this. We don't have the money. We will never be able to raise $32,000. So I kind of just tried to put it out of my mind. The only problem was I couldn't. I kept seeing this little face. I would lay awake at night thinking about her and thinking that she deserves the same chance that I had. So I talked with my family, I talked with Brandon, and talked with several people just to kind of get some ideas. There were some pros, there were some cons, but I still kind of in the back of my mind kind of felt like it was crazy. And my husband Brandon, he thought it would be great if we could adopt her, but we both kind of had this attitude of, well, that would be great if we could do it. So I had this plan. I was going to go talk to someone at my church to kind of get an outside opinion. So I make an appointment and I go down there and tell her the whole story, and at the end of my story she kind of said, well, what's the problem? It sounds like God's telling you to go. At that point, we thought about it some more and prayed about it some more and prayed about it some more, and we agree. We feel like God's telling us to go. Those first few weeks, doors began opening and money began coming, and it's been humbling and amazing and affirming that we're supposed to do this. To date, we have raised just over $20,000, which is amazing, but we still have $10,000 more to go. One thing that friend told me the day I went to get talked out of doing this was that if the $32,000 is the only thing holding us back, then that's nothing. God is so much bigger than that, and He can move those mountains. So are you ready to help us move those mountains? It's your chance to help save Fanni's life. For more information and to read our whole story, you can go to our website. It's at www.bringfannyhome.weebly.com. There is a link that you can donate right there online. There's also some information about how you can send your money directly to the adoption agency, and that way it's tax deductible. And there's also just some updates on how our journey is going. I sure hope you'll visit, and I hope you'll pray for us. Thank you so much.